Architects, pull up your Eames chair, put on those black spectacles, and pour yourself a piping hot cup of strong black coffee. Okay, maybe add a splash of oat milk, because we're about to delve into unfiltered conversations about the architecture industry with architects from all around the world. We're going to talk about increasing your salaries. We're going to talk about reducing your hours, and we're going to talk about creating health and happiness within the industry. So if you're an architect that's searching for more balance, a higher salary, a healthier relationship with your career, or maybe you're just trying to find a love for architecture again, turn up your AirPods just a notch, because I've got the answers. I'm your host, Morgan Chihuaga, your future career coach and founder of The Healthy Architect. And I teach architects how to stress less and make more, a lot more. Grab your trace papers and let's dive in. Okay, architects, I ran my second 5K of the year. That might not sound big, but it was big to me. It was a cold December morning. The race started at 9 a.m. and I'm going to say it was like less than 30 degrees. And as I was running this race, I'm going to take you through the entire journey of this race in a minimal amount of time. But the entire time I was running, slow jogging. There was no running going on where I am because I'm old and my knees. But anyways, side point, the entire time I was slow jogging this race, I was thinking of how every part of it was related to my architecture career and my client's architecture career. Okay. So just hear me out. And I think you're going to relate what I'm saying to your career as well. Okay. So I'm going to paint the picture. First of all, I guess I should say that I bought the ticket the night before, literally the night before at 8:30 p.m. I bought the ticket last night and then showed up at 9 a.m. this morning to slow jog a race. Okay. So we show up, me and my neighbor friend, and there weren't that many people there, to be honest with you. It's kind of underwhelming. And my race partner, total respect for her, my race partner said, you know what? I haven't slept in a while. She's a mom. I think I'm either going to walk this one or I'm just going to sit in the car in the warmth. Total respect for showing up, period. So awesome. Amazing for her. But that's when I knew, like, okay, I'm going to have to do this on my own. I'm going to be doing this on my own. Perfect. So I started off the race slow and steady. I was like, if I'm going to get through this, I think a 5K is 3.1 miles or something like that. If I'm going to get through this, it's going to need to be slow and steady. So I start off and I'm like, okay, this is good. Some people were passing me. I knew they were probably finished before me. Some people were far behind me. They were walking, chatting. Perfect. I was middle of the pack. So the race was funny, if you can call it a race, because I swear I went through, and the reason I say if you can call it a race, because I wasn't really racing. It was me against me. But it was funny because I swear that I went through an entire mental journey in less than 45 minutes. I think I completed the race in 38 minutes, which for me, not a runner, is pretty good. So I started off strong. And as a group, there was like a pack around me. Everyone was excited, full of energy. And then the group kind of started to spread out a little bit. And I look around and literally not one person was in sight. It was honestly a little lonely. Like, I literally look around and I'm like, where did everybody go? They were too far ahead of me and too far behind me. And it was just me looking around with nobody in sight, nobody to cheer me on, no one to keep pace with, no one to keep me accountable. But, I kept looking and I thought, oh, wow, there's like a beautiful pond over there. And is this like beautiful landscape. And that really kept me going. And there's like the sun reflecting off of it. And I thought, wow, how lucky am I to be here slow jogging this 5K? And along the race, although that was like a lonely portion of the 5K, along the race, they had these like stations of volunteers set up to, hand you water and to cheer you on and say, keep going, you're doing awesome, clapping for me. And that was like a fun part of the race, like there was community, it was somebody saying, keep going, you're amazing. And at this time, the path was pretty level, and it was, I would say, like a leisurely jog, let's say, much more leisure than most other people. And then once I got past that first station where they gave me water and they were like, keep going, you're amazing, awesome, the path started to go uphill. And I had to literally like mentally lock in. Like my pace started to slow down. I had to focus on my breathing a little bit more. I'm not going to lie, it was like super hard. I had to mentally lock in. And did I also mention? Oh, I didn't mention this. I absolutely hate running, like, hate it in the depths of my bones. I always joke that if I go to hell one day, that the devil will make me run. Like, I despise running, I hate it. And yet, here I am, slow jogging up a hill, mentally locking in, and doing it by choice in December at 9 a.m. with no one around me. Like, yeah, a little crazy maybe, but aren't architects? Doesn't that sound like the architecture exams? Like that process a little bit. But then I get to this top of the hill and there was like this long stretch. I took a deep sigh and I'm like, wow, I made it. Like I actually did that. Was it hard? Yeah. But I can do hard things. I do hard things daily and it's over. So not doing that hill again. But when I got to the top, there was this like long stretch with a bridge to the right. And the bridge went over this beautiful small pond of water and then a path to the left. And most of the time along the race, there were like these little signs that were set up with arrows, like showing you where to go. So you didn't really have to think about it. But at that path, that fork in the road, there was no sign. I guess somebody accidentally forgot to put up the sign. So I had to make a quick decision. Like, am I going right over the bridge, over the water, or am I going to take the path to the left? And so I literally just took my best guess and just hoped it was the right one. I decided to go over the bridge, over the beautiful water, and just thought to myself, okay, I'm going to trust my gut here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the right and I'm not going to second guess it. I'm going to take an educated guess and hope it was the right one. But the point was there that I didn't stop. I didn't stop and wait for others. I trusted myself and I trusted my gut. So I go over this bridge and I'm like, okay, I see some other people. So I made the right decision, obviously, and what was the worst case scenario if I didn't make the right decision? Also, like, go back. Okay, big deal. But after I get past the bridge, there was like this off the beaten path because most of the path so far had been paved. And then there was a transition to an off the beaten path kind of moment where the race was no longer paved. There were rocks and stones, and I had to make sure, that I was stepping. Every time I stepped, I was like balancing my weight so I didn't roll my ankle. But also at the same time, I had to like balance my pace and my breath and keep telling myself that I could do this. And that was a moment where I kind of had to tell myself, okay, you can slow down now because now it's more crucial that you don't break your ankle or don't roll your ankle than it is to like pick up the pace and keep going. So I had to be like very strategic on every step of that journey on that beaten path. And finally, when I got to the finish line, there was a photographer, and that's where I sped up and that's where I corrected my form because the photographer was taking pictures. And that's where I like raised my head and smiled as big as I could, like, oh, I'm having so much fun. Oh, this journey was so much fun. Oh, I always run or slow jog with this correct form. Not quite, but you get it. And so I go through the finish line and I, make sure that I look at the clock. Okay, it was 38 minutes. And I found this spot in the grass and kind of halfway collapsed and halfway, my body just collapsing into the cold grass. And as I collapsed, I started to reflect on how hard that was, how hard that 5K was for me. It might not have been hard for others, but it was hard for me. But also how badass I am that I can book it the night before, not train for it, and actually slow jog it the morning in December that was probably 30 to 40 degrees outside on at best it was 40 degrees. It's pretty badass. So what does this have to do with architecture? And what does it have to do with your architecture career? Well, everything, to be honest. It has everything to do with it. It's the exact same journey. So sometimes in your career and your life, people are going to be cheering you on. And that's when it's the easiest. People are going to be clapping for you. People are going to say, keep going. You're amazing. Look how awesome you are. Look how great that design was. And it's going to feel great, right? You're going to be surrounded by people that want you to keep going. But sometimes in your architecture career and in life, it's going to feel lonely. Like nobody knows what you're going through right now. You're going to look around like I did during that 5K and not see a soul in sight. Not one. And what are you going to do at that time when nobody is around you cheering you on and it's just you? Sometimes there's going to be momentum and it's going to pick up as you go downhill. And everything's going to feel easy. And you're like going at a great pace. You're feeling great about it. And sometimes you're going to have to focus on your breath because this career path is hard. And you're going to have to watch every placement of your foot to make sure that you don't break something and so that you can keep going. Sometimes you're going to look around and others don't understand your decisions or your pace. And what are you going to do to them? Here's the point. The point is whether you're running a 5K or simply trying to navigate the architecture industry, we have to keep going. We have to keep going at the pace or on the path that is correct for us. We don't let obstacles stay in our way for too long. Yes, we may slow down, but we do not stop. We know it's going to be hard, but we've done hard things before and we continue to do hard things because we're smart. We know there are parts of the architecture path that cause discomfort, but we chose this career and we're going to take that discomfort and we're going to reflect on it. What could we have done differently in that moment? What will I do differently next time? And most importantly, how can I stay at the pace in this race or this career that will make it sustainable and enjoyable? Okay, until next time, healthy architects, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep creating impactful architecture. And oh yeah, go book that race. Architects, this podcast is the culmination of the most creative minds in the world. The planning and programming of this content is extensive, and I'm proud to be a small part of the change that's happening in our profession. If you want to be a part of this change, the very best thank you can give the Healthy Architect is giving us a 5-star review and sharing this episode with a colleague. When you give us a 5-star review and you share this podcast, you are playing a role in changing our industry, one architect at a time. Be happy, be healthy, and take action towards a more fulfilling career. See you next week on the Healthy Architect Podcast.